Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Banana Wisdom, and today's topic is Thyroid Thursday, and we're going to do a quick Q&A. What supplements do you take as a vegan with Hashimoto's? I take the same supplements that a non-vegan would take with Hashimoto's. I don't take them all. I know there's a lot of people out there that take quite a few supplements with Hashimoto's, and I myself found taking too many was overwhelming and I was getting reactions to them, and because I was on so many, this was guided by my naturopathic doctor, I didn't know which ones were bothering me, so I got to a point where I just stopped them all. I stopped taking everything except for my thyroid medication, and then I slowly reintroduced a few, the ones that I felt were important. So at this point I just take B12. I probably take it once a week if I remember. I take a sublingual supplement. This is a vegan B12 by Diva. It also has folic acid and B6 in it. It's a well-rounded B12 supplement. And I currently take vitamin D. This is a vegan one as well, and sorry you can't see it very well because the lighting is bad. Occasionally I take lysine, vitamin C, and oil oregano if I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. So that'd be the only time. And I used to take iron in the form of a liquid iron by Palafer. It was one of the ones my doctor recommended, my family doctor. She said it could pretty much help you get your iron up quite high quickly. And she was right. And I actually didn't take her advice right away. I tried the natural route. I tried different iron supplements from the health store, and just one was called Blood Builder. I tried that for about 6 months. It didn't do anything, and I think I tried some other ones. They didn't help, so took the Palafer and it helped get me up from, I was around 20 and I got up to about 50. And then after that I just try to maintain it with a healthy diet, and I try to drink green smoothies a few times a week. So that's helped. And my iron is now at 65, so that's really good. And you definitely want to have your iron and B12s in check when you have Hashimoto's, because you don't want, because those two things, if you're low, it's going to also make you more tired, and it's going to be hard for you to differentiate what's coming from your thyroid problems. Like what's your thyroid symptoms and what's, you know, the vitamin deficiencies. So you really want to get those up. And here's a list of some other supplements that may be beneficial. I won't go into detail on these, but you can check the link below, Stop the Thyroid Madness /supplements. I'll link that below and you can just check that out. But selenium, vitamin C, DHEA, licorice, probiotics, those are some that might be helpful. So you could check those out. Just want to note that you may want to talk to a doctor if you want to try DHEA, or really look into it, because you're messing with hormones, so you kind of want to do that with some help. Anyway, okay, so next question. Do you follow the advice to avoid gluten, soy, and goitrogenic foods? Gluten, yes, I avoid gluten. I make it a point to avoid gluten, though I occasionally do eat it if, like, say I want a veggie burger. I'm not gonna go like, oh my god, I can't eat that because there's a bun on it. So once in a while I'll have gluten. And then when I first started avoiding gluten, I looked for replacements like crackers, breads, flours, but I just found they had egg in it and things like that, and it's not what I want. You know, you don't really want to have egg, especially as a vegan. And plus it's all processed crap anyway, so it's either got extra like oil or sugar, like processed sugars and stuff, so it's not really worth it. So I just kind of changed the way I eat. So I mean, I used to eat peanut butter and toast every day for almost my whole life, so that was a huge adjustment, but now I feel like I can't even live without my morning smoothie. Gluten-free products that I consume is brown rice tortillas. I use those as a pizza crust. Brown rice pasta for spaghetti, pad thai, mac and cheese, like fake cheese. Corn tortillas, those are naturally gluten-free anyway, but I use those as like chips. And I'm going to put a link below about thyroid and celiac, the thyroid and celiac connection. Soy. I occasionally consume non-GMO soy, or soy, and like once a week we have a stir fry that has gardein. I keep it to a minimal, and then when I do want to have, say, tofu, I make sure I buy the non-GMO organic kind. So yeah, I do consume soy sauce, and I get this kind here. Non-GMO, Bragg's liquid aminos. So that's good stuff, but like I said, I keep it to a minimum. That's usually once a week we have a stir fry. Goitrogens, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Goitrogens are thought to suppress the function of the thyroid gland by interfering with iodine uptake. Soy is high on the list of goitrogens, which is why I limit it. Peanuts, pine nuts, flaxseed, millet, strawberries, pears, peaches, blah blah blah. It goes on. There's a huge list, which you can get on Wikipedia or also on Stop the Thyroid Madness. I'll link those below. I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence. I am on the school of thought that you'd have to consume a large amount of most of these. There's like, well, peanuts, I just don't have it in. I used to have peanut butter all the time, like I said, but I don't anymore because it's high in fat. So I eat a low-fat vegan diet. And most of the other ones, like aside from the fruits, I don't really care for. So, you know, I don't really eat them in excess, and when I do eat them, they're cooked, which helps take the goitrogenic effect out apparently. So yeah, I don't know. My feeling is I don't really worry too much about it. But number 3, what the heck do you eat? Well, here's what I eat. I eat roots, fruits, and vegetables, and some legumes, and grains. I basically eat all the fruits and veggies that I enjoy the taste of. My favorites: bananas, mangoes, oranges, cherries, pomegranates, potatoes, corn, rice, black-eyed peas, and chickpeas. Those are foods that I eat a lot of. Mostly potatoes and bananas are pretty high on my list. I eat organic as much as possible, and much of it's available and affordable. I just keep it simple. So I'm basically a gluten-free, mostly soy-free, low-fat, high-carb vegan. So, and also I want to link below a video by Dr. McDougall on thriving on potatoes and how much nutrients potatoes have in it, and how healthy they really are. I just want to show you here on Cronometer. It's a website where you can input your food, and it'll tell you what all the nutrients are in it and calories and all that. It's like minerals, proteins, and vitamins. And I'm just going to put in a really simple day of just potatoes, bananas, some greens, and maybe some lemon juice for flavor. I'm just going to put those basics in and just show you like how much nutrients you're going to get just from that. Okay, so here I've inputted some potatoes, bananas, spinach, lettuce, and lemon juice. This is just to show you an example of a simple diet of potatoes and bananas would be, like what you would get out of nutritional value from that. And I just added a few greens just to round that off, because most people are going to eat some vegetables. As you can see, everything's filled up except for B1 is at 80%, B12 is 0, which we all need to supplement with, and vitamin D I need to supplement with, which I do, and vitamin E, I don't really know much about that vitamin. So if I wanted to fill that up and if I was worried about it, I would look into that and maybe eat a food that's high in vitamin E. I'm guessing it's a fatty food. So, and then to get into minerals, here we have 22% calcium, and that would definitely be increased with more greens. And iron, surprisingly, even though I'm eating these are very simple foods, it's 62%. So you can imagine if I added some beans or legumes in there, that would probably round that rate off. And everything else looks really good. And then selenium's a little low, which easily could be fixed with a Brazil nut. I believe one Brazil nut will fill your daily requirements. And sodium, it's saying it's low, but I'm not worried about that because I always have other things in the day, like coconut water and things like that. So I usually consume anywhere from 500 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium. And zinc, that's about 69%. So as you can see, like all these slots are looking really nice and full. And then if we look at the protein, because it's a common question I get being vegan, where do you get your protein? Well, here it is. And this is a day without beans or legumes or grains like quinoa. This is just potatoes and bananas and a couple of greens. And look at that. Everything's nicely filled up. I've got all my daily requirement of protein here. It's showing it's in the red as if I'm having too much. And it's got all the amino acids here, and just low on a few, which if I was to eat, if I inputted enough to make my typical caloric day, that would probably fill up. So yeah, as you can see, you can get a lot of nutrients from eating very simply. But I was just going to wrap it up and say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So yeah, that's it. Okay, good night. Bye everybody. Hey, Junebug, what are you doing? You trying to play with the kitty?